Hey folks, welcome to our very first review. We're going to be talking about Age of Ultron. We got to go see it today on IMAX 3D. I have to say, I don't think the 3D mattered a whole lot.
But the IMAX was cool.
But the IMAX was cool because, being able to see the movie not in your entire vision or having it expand beyond your, the entire set of your vision is important, damn it. So, dear, what did you think? Our format's gonna be quick at first, and then we'll go into spoilers. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers, you just want to hear our brief thoughts.
We'll let you know when the spoilers begin.
There will be like foghorns and shit. It'll be okay. We won't let any spoilers out.
Overall, I really, really enjoyed it. There was a lot of stuff going on. Like, there were a lot of plot lines. But
I agree.
It didn't feel rushed, and it didn't feel overly long either.
Yeah,
the pacing was excellent.
The pacing was so good.
I think one of the things that helped with that is it didn't... Most of the comic book movies that have come out, even the sequels, have like a 20-minute
setup.
Here's what we've been up to, and here's the world.
And it's usually kind of boring.
Yeah.
It's
and this movie, I felt like it just went.
They had to set up 20 minutes. That was what the whole action sequence was about.
But it was an action sequence. That's
exactly.
It. Like, they go in and they're blowing stuff up, and you're like, okay, let's go with
action sequence to start the movie.
And it relied on the audience being able to figure it out. It
trusted us. I liked that very much.
I liked that it just kind of got to the point, and
but still, again, without feeling rushed.
Yeah, the pacing was great. I think they did some really great character work.
Yeah.
To some characters that have been sidelined in previous ones.
There was quite a number of cameos.
Yeah, lots of cameos
from
and
other MCU movies.
Yeah, but I also feel like, if you didn't see Winter Soldier, you could still follow what was going on. If
you might not know who that character is,
but it wasn't important.
But it wasn't particularly important
He's a friend,
either. Yeah,
and he has cool mechanical wings. Nothing. What?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Nothing was so... you could go into it having just seen Avengers, really.
Yeah, definitely. I'm the same way. I really enjoyed it. I think it was just really well paced. Lots of action. There was some lulls in action, which were filled with comedy. Even the action had a lot of comedy. It was a super easy to watch movie, which sounds kind of weird. I don't know.
It was very enjoyable.
Yeah, it was easy it was fun to enjoy. It was a fun movie. It was super fun.
And I didn't feel
like there was any kind of heavy-handed message that I was supposed to get.
Message, and it didn't feel like a stupid movie.
It wasn't.
It wasn't brainless explosions.
It was like Pacific Rim, right? Or like the previous Avengers movie. Very well paced and action-packed, and lots of characters we love, and cameos and stuff. One of the things I actually wanted to talk about real briefly, and this will probably be the bookend for our
spoiler-free section.
Spoiler-free section. The movie's actually rated PG-13, but I would be really... there's a couple of instances of language, but nothing that even our children haven't heard when stubbing a toe.
Yeah. There are a couple of scenes where civilians are in peril that might be a little scary.
Yeah, but I think the only thing that makes this... it's literally no worse than any animated movie, period. Yeah. And it might only get a little intense because it's not animated. Yeah. And so that could be a little bit confusing for very young children.
Yeah. I feel like it didn't quite earn the PG-13.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm sure it was the language that did it, period. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think, if our kids were in the 6 to 7 range, we probably would take them to see this movie.
If you had like a highly sensitive kid, you'd want to wait a little
definitely.
bit longer.
And realistically, our daughter will watch this with us, when it comes out on Blu-ray. I think it's a little more intense on a big screen. So that's why I wouldn't want to take her to it until 7, 8. But on a home theater,
in the comfort of your home.
In your comfort of your home, you can pause it, you can explain things, you can talk. There's not you're not in a pitch black room with extremely loud speakers. It's much easier and much more comfortable situation to talk to your children about it. So overall, the wrap up of our what was supposed to be the quick, great movie. Totally go see it. We really loved it. If you have kids in the 7 to 8 range, I'd be definitely comfortable taking them to see it as well. Go see. It was great. And so, fair warning, spoilers. We are now going to talk about the movie in detail. There will be spoilers about the movie from here on out. If you do not want to hear spoilers, please go watch the movie and then come back and finish watching the video, because I don't want you to just skip it. Frankly, we're going to give wonderfully in-depth details and feelings and thoughts about all of the movie things that happened today. Because we're movie critics. Yes. Anyway. Here we go.
I'll start, I guess.
Okay. Go.
Like I said in the other part, I really liked the character work that they did. Especially with Hawkeye and Black Widow. Hawkeye is given a secret family that we didn't know about.
He's got just a normal life out on a farm in like Kansas or something, dude. He's all going all Smallville and shit on us.
And he has a list of home improvement projects he works on.
He's a normal dad. He's a normal dad. He destroys a room of the house, puts it under construction periodically, and leaves and doesn't finish it for years on end.
And the kids called Natasha Aunt Nat. I love that
he's a family man.
That's the normal humans, are able to have something that the rest of these guys can't have.
And one of the things I actually kind of liked about it, in other iterations of the Avengers, Clint is actually usually a double agent type guy. His loyalties are questionable at times, right? I mean, he does what he thinks is right, not necessarily what the Avengers are doing. And in this, he read as much more lawful good, if you will. And he's got something to lose. He's not just out there. He's reserved and tactical for a reason, and now we know what it is.
And I really
enjoyed it. So we'll start from the beginning, because that was one of the favorite bits. Yes.
Oh, okay.
But so the movie starts with action, the Avengers are hunting.
This scene by scene. Okay.
Well, we don't have to scene by scene. We get the major plot points. Jeez.
They're trying to recapture the scepter.
Yes, they're trying to recapture Loki's scepter. Why? Because it has a thing of power in it. One of the power stones in it. I can't remember which one they said.
The Mind Stone.
The Mind Stone. There you go. So the Mind Stone is in Loki's staff. I should have caught on to that because it brainwashed people. Derp. And then they get it back from Baron Zucker, who makes literally the world's most brief cameo appearance as a Captain America villain ever. Is he in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. maybe? And that's why he made that cameo?
No.
I don't know.
He was in something.
We haven't watched season 2 of Agents yet. He wasn't. He's not been in anything as far as I know.
He's been in something.
Anyway. Literally world's briefest freaking cameo ever. And he just gives up at that. And Cap gets punched him in the face and end of day. So, long story short, they win. Yay! Because they're the Avengers. And then, Tony creates Ultron by accident using the Mind Stone, trying to create artificial intelligence.
That
all while basically Bruce is like, have you thought about whether or not you should do this?
The hand-wavy magicness of the creation of Ultron was the one part of the movie that kind of fell.
Well, I don't feel like it was hand-wavy magicness. I think what it was
I felt it was wait.
I
felt it was hand-wavy magicness in the way that Doctor Who is like, this is my sonic screwdriver and it can da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. So it's not magic. I don't feel there was anything actually magic. I just feel like it was, I'm going to say lots of big words.
They were compiling their interface, didn't want to wait for the compiler to finish, so they left. Compiler finished, Jarvis installs, compiled app. App worked.
Yeah.
This is software development.
Yeah.
Like, almost actually, literally. Yeah. Like, this is how this happens.
So the end of the world will happen because programmers are impatient.
I've been telling you that Terminator has been telling us this for years. Years.
I did, but that was the one thing that
it was a little fuzzy. It was a little fuzzy.
It felt very
like
similar.
As soon as he walks out of the room,
yeah,
success. Oh shit.
Yeah. It felt very much like the I'm going to create a new element scene in the other Iron Man movie.
Well, at least they did a montage.
Yeah. I read something on the internet in a comment on the IO9 review that actually made a lot of sense, and I was like, hey, this makes sense. And people were arguing about whether Tony should have made Ultron and the viewpoints between between Cap and Tony, and Cap's like, we gotta keep fighting even if it means we die, and Tony's like, well, we should fix it.
Yeah.
And someone pointed out where Cap is a soldier, Tony at heart, even though he's Iron Man, is an engineer.
Solver.
He's an engineer. And so, that's your job as an engineer, is to find a solid final solution so you don't have... Probably not a good choice of words with Ultron.
Nope.
But
he's like the robotic Hitler.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real.
Yeah. So he's not thinking we got to keep fighting the good fight. He's thinking like an engineer. And I thought that was a really good point that could be easily missed.
See? Lighting bad.
I feel like that's something that could be easily missed. And I mean, I wasn't like, why is Tony doing this? I kind of knew, I'm chasing rabbits. Is this okay? Or do we need to go back by scene by scene?
We need to know. God. What the hell? Anyway, so Ultron is created.
In a hand-wavy, fancy CGI interface.
It's one of those things.
Jarvis is a floaty ball of golden light.
Yeah. And I mean, it's one of those questions that's like ultra cliche, for all science things.
Anything with an AI.
Anything with science, should we do it?
Should we do it?
Not can we do it, should we do it? Should even Superman had that question posed in the trailer recently. It's actually part of the audio for the trailer.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so yay, Ultron, and he comes out and he makes a speech and he ruins the party, and Cap almost picks up Thor's hammer. Ha ha ha! It's funny shit. We've all saw that in the previews.
Yeah.
Probably still the funniest damn bit in the
really
whole
funny.
Damn movie.
It was really.
It was
funny.
A good time. And they keep on harping on it too, which is great. There's a ton of cameos in there, and Rhodey shows up, and Red Falcon shows up, and Maria Hill is in there, and Nick Fury. No, Nick is not at the
He's
thing.
Not at the party. Oh yeah, because he's still pretending to be dead, isn't he?
Whatever.
Okay. I don't know.
Or no, he's not pretending to be dead in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
Anyway. So Ultron comes out and he's like, I'm gonna fuck y'all shit up because you're the disease, and we need to fix the human race is what's fucking screwing up the human race, just like all AIs inevitably determine humans are the problem, because
we kind of are.
We are. And action continues. So they go through and start, like, I mean, it's a very basic plot, right? He's building his forces. They're looking for him.
Yeah. He builds lots of copies. He builds lots of copies. And his brain is in the internet, so
so he can be anywhere.
Yeah.
And then basically they come to the point where he's getting vibranium and. Okay.
I really liked the name drop. Getting ready for Black Panther.
Yeah. Oh, so they discover he's starting to like look up shit in Wakanda.
I always want to say Wachovia, and I'm like, no, that's the bank.
It is the bank. I think it's also like the country that the princess from Princess Diaries runs.
No, that's Genovia.
You are
wait,
you are a loser. You are a loser.
Is it Genovia?
I think it is.
Okay.
Anyway,
I am a loser.
A loser.
What's Magneto's place? It's an Ovia too, isn't it?
I don't know.
No, it's Genosha.
Genosha. There you go. You're such a bad person.
Anyway.
So
they name dropped that.
Getting ready for Black Panther, which is great. Yeah. Vibranium is a big export from well, no, it's not. It's supposed to be a secret alloy that only Wakandans know about. Yeah, they got the last of it, which we all know that's not fucking true at all, because Black Panther has vibranium stuff too.
Yep.
Plus he's got this big fat can of whoop ass that he's gonna like take out and
plus
use.
isn't that kind of part of his story? Is he has to like protect his people
that's like the whole thing. They're protecting
exactly.
And that's why they're like an exclusionary
so it's a blood
or whatever
diamond metaphor
very much
kind of thing.
So then he builds Vision. Basically, he kidnaps a woman who
you missed Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
Oh, okay. Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are actually in the first whole bit, really.
But you don't really get to see them until
they don't really do much until Quicksilver has a bit of a fight, but that's it.
I wasn't sure how I would feel about them.
I wasn't sure how I'd feel about second Quicksilver. But I really liked him, actually. I thought
they did a good job with them.
I'm not going to get on my soapbox, my X-Men soapbox, but I really liked, oh God, I can't remember the actor's name now. The kid from American Horror Story, who was Quicksilver in the last X-Men movie, was so good and funny and just his own little thing.
Yeah.
And this Quicksilver was good and funny in his own little thing, and it was good. It was great.
Yeah, I really enjoyed.
I thought it was a lot of fun.
I wasn't sure how they would do Scarlet Witch, because I wasn't sure how they were going to unmutant her.
Well. I don't think they did unmutant her. I don't think they unmutated him.
They're genetic experiments and that kind of stuff.
That's just it, though. Like, it never really says, like, there's a thing that, now I know how you survived the genetic experiments, and I felt like that alluded to them having powers before.
No, I think that was they're
just strong or whatever.
Will and their hatred for, and their desire to get even.
Anyway, so
they haven't unmutant them.
Yeah, no.
Or they have unmutated them. I don't know. Anyway,
we all know that
I wasn't
Avengers versus X-Men can never happen. So.
I wasn't sure how they would handle Scarlet Witch, because isn't she usually just kind of she's just magic? Like there's not really a scientific.
I don't really know. I know it's referred to as the hex power from time to time, where it used to be in the old days.
Yeah.
But the visual representation in the comics and the visual representation in the movie are actually pretty spot on. So, like, they're very in line. Like, when she affects something, like, the whole thing glows, and it, like, they had that really cool scene with the train or whatever when they were fighting, and then they changed sides, and then all that stuff. But yeah, she's very projectile, but it's like the projectiles happen in such a way that they don't really feel like lasers. Like, they don't feel like an Iron Man laser or an Iron Man blast. Yeah. They have a very like specific form that they look, that the look to them is very, I don't know, it feels very mystical, honestly, to me. Like, so I thought they did a great job with the effects with her. I thought she did a great job acting.
Yeah.
I believe she's actually like an American person. I don't I thought the accent she did was pretty all right, actually.
That's because we're not
we're not
European.
Eastern European, I'm sure, but I mean, it didn't sound super corny either. Yeah. So I mean, it wasn't distracting in any way.
It wasn't Boris and Natasha.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't.
And Squirrel, you know.
Exactly.
I felt that even though they didn't get a lot of screen time, I feel like they made the most out of their screen time.
Yeah, they definitely made an impression.
I feel like I know a bit about these characters, and I'm, going into the next Avengers movie, I'm going to understand.
Yeah, I'm going to know where they're coming from.
Yeah.
It was a baby origin story for both of them.
Yeah.
And, when we go into the next Avengers movie and they're in it, or she is in it, then win.
Yeah.
We get to see him.
So I enjoyed.
Yeah. So then the Vision, okay? On to the Vision, yes?
Yeah. They make Vision
out of some particle thing mixing vibranium and genetics together to make an android.
That was also
very hand-waving magicness.
And Thor brings him to life.
Because science.
It's
a Frankenstein
vision.
moment. It's like a super Frankenstein moment. Thor's like, it electrocutes him, and he's like, it is alive!
Yeah.
Don't hurt it, Avengers.
Vision felt very much like what Frankenstein would have been if Dr. Frankenstein hadn't been an asshole.
Yeah. I have to say that oddly, I really liked how he clothed himself, and the scene where he makes the cape because he's looking at Thor and he's like,
I like
that. This is okay with me. And then a cape appears, and I'm like, yes, I like this.
Yeah, he comes out and at first you're thinking, oh shit, here's gonna be another big bad, and then after he has his freak out moment because he's just been born, basically, he puts clothes on and puts a cape on and then it just kind of
forms, right? It's not even a put, the clothes just his skin morphs into clothes-y armorness, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah. And he kind of introduces himself and apologizes.
I don't really have a name, but, yeah.
And then, best scene of the movie, in my viewpoint.
Oh, yeah, it was a good time.
Everyone's arguing about, are we going to trust this guy? Can we trust this guy? Because he's got the Infinity Stone in his forehead.
Right.
Because hand-wavy magic.
No. It was actually...
I know that's what, I know, but, it's there for hand-wavy magic reasons.
Well, because he has a crystal in his forehead and they had to do something with it.
Exactly. And so, can he be trusted with it? He could kill the world, blah, 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 blah. And then just...
Yeah, well, also, he's 85% Ultron, right? Ultron has uploaded 85% of his base personality into the Vision. Oh my God, dogs.
My understanding was
sorry.
that...
The dogs just gassed me.
I know, they've been doing it to me too. I just kind of thought that when Thor brought him to life, that kind of wiped all the Ultron.
No, I don't think so. Mm-mm. I think that's why he's not compassionate, but I think that's why he doesn't want to destroy Ultron, honestly. But he says
later that he's for life.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. I think he's got, a lot of the base of Ultron that Tony actually wanted in Ultron, right? He wants to preserve life. He wants to make peace. He just kind of didn't get the 15% of crazy that has sent Ultron on the...
Okay. So anyway.
And you mix with Jarvis and it defeats some of the crazy too, right?
And so nonchalantly everyone's arguing, and then out of the side of the screen, off frame, you see Vision just hand Thor his hammer and here you go.
Completely here you go. We have to hurry.
Yeah. And everyone just goes.
Everyone stops. Okay. Let's go. He's on the team. Done.
So I loved that. It was
great.
Scene.
It was a great moment. Everybody acted so well. It was just well, shit.
Yeah. And so what did they do after? They go and they
fight Ultron. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, Ultron's ultimate plan is to lift up a city with a jet engine underneath of it, sort of, and
turn it into a meteor.
Turn it into a meteor and crash it into
extinction.
global extinction. Win. And the Avengers win.
Yeah.
I think that, I mean, there's a huge fight, massive fight. And Ultron gets his ass beat by Vision, basically. Tony is doing the recon for most of the time. He's not actually doing a lot of fighting. He's trying to figure out how he's
an engineer.
Yeah, he's trying to fix the problem. He's trying to figure out how they can get the ground back in the hole without blowing up the world. Yeah. And, everybody else is on, like, a rescue duty.
Yeah. I felt like that was a big
It was like the plot. That was like the plot of half the movie.
Yeah.
We have to rescue all the civilians because Superman didn't.
Yeah. That's really... It really kind of did feel like them thumbing their nose at DC.
Like we love our civilians.
We love our civilians. We're going to take care of them. And we're
like
going to make sure
there's multiple instances where like Iron Man or Vision or whoever is scanning the tower for one fucking person who so happens to be in that building.
The 10th floor isn't clear.
Exactly. Like he just scans the whole damn building.
And Quicksilver dies, saving one little boy.
And Hawkeye. He saves Hawkeye and one little boy.
Well, that's true.
There's this moment. And, like, Ultron is, like, sort of, kind of escaped, and he's got the Quinjet, and he's shooting up the joint, and he's killing soldiers and stuff. And then, like, Hawkeye has gone after a little boy who's, for some damn... I don't understand.
It happens.
There's nothing around. Just run to the boat where your mommy is. Like, come on, man.
Well, it looked like he was hanging off of something.
No, he wasn't. He was just down a stairwell.
Oh, okay. It's a little kid. It's terrifying.
There's nothing else in the sky.
A lot of adults would freeze.
Anyway, so Hawkeye goes to get him because he's a fucking boss. And
he's a daddy too.
And he's a daddy, and he can't say no to a mommy because reasons.
Yeah.
And like he's almost shot with the minigun on the Quinjet. Yeah. And I still think it's kind of silly. Quicksilver pushes him out of the way and doesn't move himself, which I think is dumb as shit. But whatever.
No, he pushed that car in the way.
Whatever. He protects them. And gets shot himself. Like riddled with bullets. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, they're going to do the whole... I'm not worried.
Because they have that doctor that can
fix everything. Right, they have that doctor that can fix everything and make a fucking android from nothing.
Yeah.
And I was really a bit of metal.
I was really surprised.
And so, Quicksilver's dead, like, already.
Yeah.
Like, he's been in the movie. He probably had, like, 40 minutes of screen time, max?
Not even.
Dead. Dead as a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's not really a term. He's just dead. It sucked.
It's not even a little bit.
Anyway. Dead as a doornail. I don't even know what a doornail is.
I would assume a nail in a door.
Anyway. And then
I feel like they're probably going to work that into Wanda's character stuff.
I have to hope so. Like, she can feel when he dies, and there's
she has a
meltdown basically and destroys all the rest of the damn bots. And and it kind of ends. I mean, things wind down. Tony is, retiring from the Avengers. Hulk flies off with the Quinjet after dispatching the second to last remaining Ultron, who dies while saying "oh shit," basically.
No.
He says something
he says, "You gotta be kidding me" or something.
Yeah.
He's thrown out, and then Wanda kills him.
Either way, whatever. Yeah. That's what I meant. Like, I was just trying to talk about the funny statement. Anyway.
A lot of people are having problems with it. But I actually, they did a sideline story about Black Widow, about Natasha coming to terms with her feelings for Bruce Banner. And him trying to come to terms with that, and it's, kind of...
And he does exactly what Hulk always does.
He
leaves.
Rides off into the sunset.
That's right. To go and do Planet Hulk, because that's what we all want to happen.
It will never happen.
It will not.
But that's what we want. So I felt sorry for Natasha, but she gets to train the new Avengers. That's what we basically end the movie on.
Right. So it's let's see. There's Falcon for sure.
There's Cap and
Hawkeye
and Natasha. No, Hawkeye's not in that last scene.
Hawkeye goes home.
He goes home.
So we can assume that Hawkeye is home.
He'll come back. Cap and Black Widow.
And then Scarlet Witch, Falcon, and Vision.
Vision. Wasn't there someone else? No.
War Machine. So. Oh, that's right. They brought Rhodey back.
Yeah. And it ends in Avengers.
Yeah.
Credits.
And of course, there was an after credit that basically kicks off Phase 2.
Yeah.
Or is it 3?
Phase 3.
Whatever. Phase 3 of
which I actually kind of liked.
The MCU. Thanos walks up and he's like, "Fucking fine, I'll do it myself."
And puts on the gauntlet.
And puts on the power. Is it the power gloves? Is he actually called them? I don't think so. Whatever. The gauntlet. Isn't it just whatever? Anyway, the golden fucking gauntlet thing.
Yeah.
The golden glove. He's a good catcher. With all of the. Actually, I thought Thanos already had one of the Infinity Stones, but apparently not, because all the sockets are empty.
He had.
Also, I don't know where.
Guardians was gonna give it to him, but their version of.
They got away with it. They
the good
kept
guys
it away from
have
him.
it.
Yeah. The Tesseract, I don't know where that is anymore. I assume that they have the Avengers have the Mind Stone, whatever was in the Tesseract. Right?
I thought Thor took the Tesseract back.
Still, he's an Avenger, so
okay, yeah.
The Avengers have the Tesseract and the Mind Stone. Yeah. I don't know where the Red Stone came from, because there was a Red Stone in the credits, but I don't know where that's from. And then the purple one from Guardians.
Is the red one from the second Thor?
I don't remember.
I think it might be. Anyway.
So they said there's 4, but I don't remember where the red one was from. So I can think of 3 and where the hell they are.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or I'll have to do like a review of the MCU or something.
Yeah.
So again, I think we both really enjoyed it. It was a good time. It was a lot of fun to watch. Definitely go see it in theaters. I highly recommend it IMAX, frankly, because explosions on a giant screen. Yeah. I thought it was a little visually the same as the Avengers. No real progress in any kind of effects that were like extra cool.
But there were a couple of scenes that
they were consistent.
That felt especially comic booky to me. Like the
there were some
where
splash pagey stuff.
The core felt very much like a splash page come to life, and I appreciated that. I liked that.
But I'm just saying I think they did that successfully before. I don't think they've managed to make any new magic per se. Yeah. That's all. Which is not a bad thing. Consistent is better than bad.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, I think that's it. We'll see you guys next time. I can't remember the next thing that we want to see. But, we find some babysitters again, maybe we'll do another review. All right. Well, thanks if you've watched this long. Remember, we are going to be making our podcast later, I guess tomorrow, actually. If you like what you see, like is nice, or dislike if you don't like it. If your comments, if your feelings about our content are a little more complicated than this or this, please leave a comment.
Yeah.
Or you can, subscribe and get all of our content as it comes out. We'll actually be having a couple of extra bits of content this week. I went and bought Alien Isolation.
For $12?
For $12. That's right, folks. I am invested in this thing. Vested. All right. Until next time.
Be happy.